Hey, how you doing here? This is Jason with How to Move to Thailand. If you're checking out my channel for the first time, we definitely appreciate it. And big shout out to you guys who's been purchasing, our ebook and how amazing you guys said it has been, but how helpful it has been, as well. And appreciate all the emails and all the feedback. Appreciate that. So without any further ado, let's kind of get into the topic. Well, a lot of people is not actually considering when they're actually moving to Thailand. So what's happening, they're not actually considering how truly things can be a bit complicated, right? When they kind of take that leap of faith or what have you. So to kind of, interject more into that, a lot of people, are booking one-way tickets, right? They're booking one-way tickets and say, you know what, we're going to figure this out, unfortunately, once they get here, they don't have, whether their visa situations, and they're doing these whole border runs. And I've heard about two people that knows people who literally, unfortunately, got rejected getting back into Thailand from doing, their border runs. Things in Thailand has definitely got a bit more strict. And I feel like there's not a lot of transparency that's going on. I'm here to I want to make sure that I'm not leading people astray, right? Kind of giving them the realness of what's happening here. And these border run stuff are becoming very, very detrimental. And yeah, people are finding themselves to get rejected. People literally sign lease. People literally sign leases. They literally, kind of set their life up or what have you, but they haven't set up their visa situation. So I recommend to you guys, this is not the proper way to do it, trying to wing it, because you are going to find yourself in some definitely rocky situations. So if you can do yourself a favor, make sure that you decide how you're going to go about things for far as what type of visa, whether it's a long-term visa or just kind of being here for the long haul. Right. Obviously, you have anywhere from the DT visa that can be, soft power, a digital nomad. I'm a digital nomad from myself, and I have been for quite some time. And I've been living now Thailand almost 3 years, or what have you. So another thing is what a lot of people ain't taking into consideration is the job situations. Right. I ran into people, at coffee shops, unfortunately, that they're just here on their journey. They're trying to kind of figure things out. They don't have no plan, and they just going off faith. Ladies and gentlemen, I know, because I've once been down that road many years. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I just kind of wing it. But this can really kind of set yourself back quite a bit, right? Because I'm hearing people, they're literally selling everything. They kind of throwing everything out the window just to kind of take that leap of faith. But my question is, right, at times, if that doesn't work out the way we want it to work out, what is the plan B, right? So these are the things we kind of cover when I have, whether, sometimes I do one-on-one with people, and we kind of do a step backward to understand what exactly you're working with, what are your finances, and we really want to create a plan B already in case things doesn't, because let's be honest, right? Life's, right? Things doesn't go the way we want it to most of the time, right? So if I'm going to sell everything and go to leap of faith, what happens if it doesn't work out? I'm now starting back on zero. Ladies and gents, you do not have to start back on zero. But if you have a plan B, you have things set up already based on if things go left, here is where I'm going to pivot. And I hope that makes sense to you all. So for instance, right, I tell people there's so many different online jobs. I help people to kind of navigate to getting, remote work, or even helping them transition from their job, if you could work remote, going from a W-2 maybe to a 1099. And I actually help people to kind of guide them in the best way to go about that, or actually just trying to find a specific type of job that I normally help people to guide them in that arena, right? So that's very important. Make sure if you're bringing your job, or you already know what you're going to be doing for work, because guess what? Money runs out. Guess what? Everything is cut short. Another thing, people come, things happen, right? I've ran into people who's been bruised up and bad. I mean, you name it. And guess what? They don't have insurance. Ding, ding, ding. Let me tell you something. And let me do a quick story. I was in an accident, 2 years ago here in Thailand, Phuket. I had a little accident. Guess what? I didn't have insurance, but I had money in the bank. right? That was a lesson learned. And this is what I teach people. You have to have proper insurance because life happens. Anything happen, guess what? If you do not have money to cover that, guess what? You are in some serious trouble, God forbid. So make sure you have proper insurance. And this is, I cannot stress this enough. So this is why we have to be intentional on everything that when we can actually feel secure. And that's having insurance in case anything go wrong, you wipe out your bank account or trying to get help from back home, from family or friends. It's, do yourself a favor and make sure you have proper insurance in case anything happens, right? Because we are not immortal. Life happens. Another thing is, people don't take the time to do the research, right? I see people, they go on the fly of, right, that you're a YouTuber, TikToker, but they're not really taking time to research and understand what's going on. And I think it's very important to do yourself the due diligence, right? So even with me, I tell people they can cross-reference things that what I'm saying, because I've been here for a long time, interjecting myself in the culture and with my knowledge and with our knowledge, and this is how we're able to essentially kind of help people make the best decisions for themselves. So these are things I feel like one of the top things people should take into consideration. I think is very important. Thailand is a very, very beautiful place, but if we do not plan ahead, people can get wrecked. And what I'm seeing in the current, and I'm just talking based on my experiences lately, a lot of people are coming here, finding themselves have to go back home because they don't have a proper visa. They don't have a proper plan as far as like an income. And these are like the top things. And they kind of feel a sense of defeat. And I totally understand it, but the first thing is, if you could do yourself a favor, if you're considering, coming to Thailand, make sure you have these steps checked out, because you're going to save yourself a lot of headache, and you're going to essentially be one of those people who are doing things right, but doing things the smart way, right? You're not just getting excited about that shiny ball syndrome, is what we like to say. You're being very, very intentional. So hopefully this topic was been very, very informational for you. If you're someone who's looking to move to Thailand, maybe you're looking for a bit more guidance, definitely in the descriptions you can get our ebook on how to move to Thailand. But if you're looking for something more on a personal basis, I do one-on-ones as well. So if that's something you're looking for, you can definitely find a link to do so. So definitely, if you like what you hear, like and subscribe, share this with everyone, and hopefully this was helpful. And let me know, do you have a proper plan before you decide to move to Thailand? Have a good one.